generously. Live generously. Live generosity is the secret sauce to wealth for Christians. I don't know how to emphasize this, but you can go and read 2 Corinthians from verse 9, from chapter 9 all the way to around 11. He takes 3 chapters to explain. Verse 2. Concerning ministering to the saints, it's very important for me to write to you. For I know your willingness, about which I boast of you to the Macedonians, that Achaia was ready a year ago, and your zeal has stirred up the majority. Can I use NIV? I know your eagerness to help, and I've been boasting about it to the Macedonians, telling them that since last year in Achaia you are ready to give, and your enthusiasm has stirred most of them to action. Verse 3. But I am sending the brothers in order that our boasting about you in this matter should not prove hollow, but that you may be ready as I said you would be. For if any Macedonians come with me and find you unprepared, we, not to say anything about you, would be ashamed of having been so confident. In short, you'll go and read it by yourself. But he's trying to show them why it's important for them to give. And he's telling them, by the way, I'm really happy about you guys because you decided to give 1 year ago, and I've been boasting about you. That's why I've sent these brothers so that they prepare you, because I don't want to be ashamed. I come and you guys are not ready. And then if you continue, he says, now because of this, my God shall supply all your needs in Philippians. Here he says, and God is able to supply. That is verse what? 8. Let's jump to verse 8. And God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all you need, you will abound in every good work. Let's read it in the NLT. Can we read together? 1, 2, 3. And God will generously provide all you need. Then you will always have everything you need and plenty left over. Plenty left over to do what? Share with others. Plenty left over to share with us. God is able to provide all you need when you live in generosity. God is able. So I want you to start looking at God as your business partner. That God made a covenant with Abraham. And because we are in Christ, we are beneficiaries of that covenant because we are the seed of Abraham. If you understand that God is your partner in this covenant, you will not have a problem of giving to God and living a generous life. Because God is your covenant partner. You see, in covenanting, two parties come together and make a promise and make an oath to one another. And they say, your resources will be available to the other anytime they need, right? That's exactly what God did. Now imagine God standing there in front of you. And you standing there in front of God while you're in Christ. And you're in a boardroom. And God is making promises to you. He's telling you, my money is your money. Your money shall be my money. I will protect you when you're in trouble. And you will avail your resources for me to use when I need them. I'll fight on my side if you are attacked. That is God. And I'll fight on your side when you are attacked. My people shall be your people, and your people shall be my people. That's God making a covenant. Is that not ridiculous? That's exactly what he did. That's what he told Abraham. He said, Abraham, this covenant is too ridiculous, by the way, that in fact I have to put you first to sleep. You remember in Genesis 15 verse 12, he put him to sleep because it was so ridiculous. It is like God was giving Abraham everything for free. What was Abraham to give, by the way? Nothing, per se. Because what can you give to God that he doesn't have? And that's the same covenant that God made with us. He made the same covenant with us. Let's read it from verse 12. And the sun was going down. Abraham fell into deep sleep, and a terrifying darkness came down over him. Then he said to Abraham, know certainly that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and will serve them, and they will afflict them 400 years. And also, the nation whom they serve, I will judge. Afterward, they shall come out with great possession. Now, as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. You shall be buried at a good old age. All this we are reading is the covenant that God is giving to Abraham. So in fact, even in that covenant, there is a clause that talks about your health. He says you must live long. It's a covenant, right? You will go to be with your fathers after you've lived for long. And you will die in peace after living a good old age. So in the covenant, you're not permitted to die young. It's a clause in the covenant. It's something you need to claim and remind him. You said this in the covenant you have with Abraham, my father, and I'm in Christ. I'm a heir of the same. I will cross 70 with ease. Shout, I'll cross 70 with ease. Verse 16, another clause. But in the fourth generation, they shall return here, speaking of his descendants. And for their iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete. So he says, the reason why I'm doing this is because the iniquity of the Amorites, Aijaja. So let them be away for 4 generations, 400 years. Then they will return after 400 years. You see, God is just. Even when he's dealing with Amorites, wicked people, he's still saying, wait for their time to come. That's how just God is. And it came to pass, when the sun went down and it was dark, that behold, there appeared smoking oven, and a burning torch that passed between those pieces. Verse 18. On the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abraham, saying, to your descendants I have given this land, from the river of Egypt to the great river, the river of the Euphrates. So God was making a covenant with Abraham, and this was the covenant. This land is given to you. Continue. Another clause. Whatever that place, verse 20. The Hittites, the Perizzites, verse 21. The Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Jebusites. He said, I have given all this to you. It's a covenant. So let me ask you, when the person who brings 100% of the shareholding comes and asks for merely 10% of the profits, why should you get into arguments? What did you bring? What did you bring? The problem is not God. The problem is you. You are greedy. You are selfish. You are a con man. As for God, he wants to honor his covenant. But how about you? Those arguments, those negotiations, those sharp words reveal that you don't understand the part of the covenant well. The day you understand it, you not have a problem. As I conclude, if you want to grow your money, you must master the fundamentals of growing money. Last week, I remember I told you the rules of football are the same in Europe, in Africa. We do the same things. But why is it that Cristiano is paid $100 million and our village footballer is given bread and tea or bread and soda? Mwendoa. Why? What's the difference? Someone has mastered the fundamentals. Another one has not. Another one has not. If you want to become someone of wealth, you must master the fundamentals. So what are the fundamentals of growing your money? Number 1, income. Number 2, savings. Number 3, assets. Number 4, cash flow. Number 1, income. Number 2, savings. Number 3, assets. Number 4, cash flow. These are the fundamentals of growing your money. You must have an income. You must save. From when you save, you must buy assets. And you must always be liquid. There must always be money coming in. There must always be money coming in. So income, you save, you buy assets, cash flow, income, savings, asset, cash flow. That's the fundamental of growing your money. Why? Because kuna mahali hapo kuna ka expenses, si ndio? Your cash flow ni ya kudeal na hizo expenses. Because hapo hakuna, you're not growing your money. Remember last week I told you, the rightful money that stays with you is your rightful money. Every other money that comes through you goes to the rightful recipients. So the rightful recipient could be a landlord, it could be a beautician, it could be whatever your money goes. Don't think that's your money. Your only money is what you save and invest. If you don't save and invest, forget about it. Forget? And we've said investment is not a one-night wonder. Investment is 1% every day. Investment is 1%. If you master these fundamentals, your money will grow. If you master these fundamentals, you will not be broke. You see, when it comes to fundamentals, you must do them over and over again. You must do them. Fundamentals are like breathing. They don't get old. And nobody gets bored by breathing. And then you say, now we need to start innovating because we are bored of breathing. This breathing pattern has gotten old. How do we breathe in when we are young? We breathe in, okay, rather, how do we breathe? We breathe in and breathe. How do we breathe when we are old? Breathe in. Same with fundamentals of wealth creation. They never get old. You can never get bored with them. There must be an income, there must be savings, there must be purchase of assets, and there must be cash flow that deals with expenses. You never get bored with it. The fundamentals of managing your money. There must be 50% expenses, 20% savings, 10% tithe, 10% sacrificial giving, 10% normal givings. There must be. They don't get old. You don't get tired and say, sasa tumechoka. Ukichoka umekufa. Si ndio? Ukichoka kupumua umekufa. Ukichoka kufanya hizi vitu umesota. It's simple. Money is not forever. The Bible says, count your flock because money is not forever. Money ain't forever, Baba. Money ain't. If you don't do what you need to do, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose.